Okay. Please. We have an open dialogue. What is the problem with open dialogue? If you don't like what's being said, oh well, people are allowed to have their points of views. You don't got to run to TikTok and report people. It's an open dialogue. It's conversation. Some of y'all are so sensitive that y'all only want to hear your side of the story. So we had some people, if they back in here, come back up, or if you in here and you want to tell me without mentioning Trump, what are the reasons you are voting for Kamala Harris? She's not going to win her home state. I'll tell you that right now. If people talk about racism, California is the most racist state in the union. People don't believe it, but California is one of the most racist states in the union. Yeah.
Will do. God bless you.
What's going on? Are you a Trump or a Kamala Harris supporter?
Kamala Harris, aren't you?
No, hell no. Now, here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. Without mentioning Trump, without alluding to Trump, you can't even allude to Trump. Everything you have to tell us has to be about why you're voting for Kamala Harris. It cannot be anything pertaining to Trump. Go ahead.
She's the vice president.
That's the only reason you got?
She represents she represents a multifaceted, multiracial country.
How?
Not just white males. She's a mixture of black, Indian, and something else.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
You have not given me one reason why she should be the president.
That is a reason. What you talking about? You can't. How are you going to exclude the other candidate though?
But how?
They're
But
running
what
against
has
each
she
other.
said? What has she said that makes you believe that she can run this country?
Well, let's put it this way. She when she got up there and accepted the nomination or whatever, she said that she's she's basically not afraid to challenge Trump on his.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a reason why we should pick her to be president. What has she said she's going to do for the American people? What has she said she's going to do for the country? Y'all can't keep saying she's going to challenge Trump. I can challenge Trump, but that doesn't mean I can lead the country.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth? What does telling the truth do for us?
Telling the truth tells us and shows us that we're a country of telling the truth. Truth ought to be the standard of this country.
Okay, so
we shouldn't let a criminal. We shouldn't let one thing is she's not a criminal. We shouldn't let criminals hold the highest office in the land.
So you can't so basically you can't tell me one reason other than I don't like Donald Trump.
She's not a rapist and a criminal.
Let's just break it down. That's the only reason you're voting for her is because you don't like Donald Trump.
She's not a criminal, man.
Okay.
She's not a racist.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Let's have a conversation. So basically, you should just got on here and said, look, I can't tell you why I'm voting for Kamala without mentioning Donald Trump, because the only reason I'm voting for Kamala is because I don't like Donald Trump. So if let's say that she was running against Gavin Newsom, who would you pick? Gavin Newsom or her?
I'll pick Kamala.
Why?
Because, man, she represents,
What does she represent? That's not a good reason to pick a person.
Who I really want is Michelle Obama.
Okay, but Michelle Obama,
because of the same reason.
Basically, you're saying, I just want a black person. That's basically what
Nah, well, let me
that's
just put
basically
it
what you
this
said.
way,
I just
bro.
want to
You know,
bypass.
we done had 47
Uh-huh.
white male presidents.
Right?
It's time for a change.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
time for to see
So
if
put in.
somebody else can do something. Now
Okay,
look,
so
we gave Trump a chance. He had 4 years to
okay,
do what he was gonna do. Biden
okay,
had 4 years to do what he was gonna do. Hey, look, there's never been a
okay.
woman president,
Well, wait,
man.
wait, wait,
It's
wait, wait,
time.
wait.
It's
Now hold
time,
on, wait a
bro.
minute. Hold on a second. I'm not against a woman president. I'm not against a
Okay.
black woman president. What I'm
Well,
against
apparently
is an
you are.
unqualified woman to be the president.
Why is she
Unqualified.
unqualified, bro? She just spent 4 years in the White House.
And what did in the last 4 years? What has she did?
She's done everything that Biden's done.
What did? No, no, brother,
She
brother,
is
brother.
behind every policy that he's laid out. I mean, you act like she wasn't there.
She didn't make the
Four,
policy. Okay,
four
let me ask you
years,
this. Hold
four
on, wait,
years
wait,
in
wait,
the
hold on,
White.
wait, Mr. Blitz, hold on, Mr. Blitz. So Dan Quayle was considered the stupidest vice president. So because he was in office 8 years with President Bush, do you think that Dan Quayle was qualified to run the country?
You saying qualified? Yeah, he was qualified because he had the experience of being in the White House, bro. I mean, whether he did a good job at being president, one person I know ain't qualified is your boy. You know, because like I said, if he was qualified, he wouldn't have all these charges, bro. You
It
know,
have
he
nothing
wouldn't
to
have.
do. Them
You know,
charges
we
have
gotta.
nothing to do.
First of all, this woman right here. Hey, look, I'm glad she is a prosecutor because she's not gonna fall for the bull. She's not gonna fall for the okie doke, and I think he's scared of that. You know,
Who's
this
scared of that?
probably it's probably she probably the perfect person to put this dude in his place because he a
Okay,
criminal,
okay,
dog.
Mr. Blitz, hold on. I got other people. But basically, Mr. Blitz, you're basic. Please be quiet. One at a time, please be quiet. Basically, you're saying the only reason you want her as the president is because she's black. Okay, Sheila 70, go ahead. Sheila 70, what side do you want?
Yes,
Everybody mute themselves. Everybody mute yourselves. We got too much noise going on.
yes, I'm a Trump fan.
Okay.
And my thing is, I was with Trump when he first ran for president. And my thing is, people's always ask, why are we voting for Trump? I want to know why they voting for Harrison.
That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm
My
trying to
thing
ask them.
is, what peoples need to know, and they keep talking about what Harris gonna do. What they really need to know, who they really, and talk about Trump got all these charges. You don't need to worry about his charges
Okay.
because Jesus Christ went to prison.
Okay,
They
Sheila, we ain't gonna do
accused
that.
him.
Okay, all right, thanks.
So
Sheila, we'll
you
get
don't
back to
need to
you.
worry about Trump charging. What you need to worry about is the one is on the good side. The
Okay.
one is gonna do the will of God. Why would you follow behind a president is gonna allow abortions and homosexual?
Okay,
And
Sheila,
you
you can't
think,
say that. Gonna get us banned, Sheila. Okay, let's go on and let user talk. We'll get back to you, but
okay,
I agree with you 100%. Let's go,
okay.
user. I agree with you 100%. Let's go, user. User 7037. Let's go. Talk, my man. All right, Andre, what you got to say?
All right, we're gonna get into. First of all, we're gonna start like this. First and foremost, she doesn't even claim to be black. That's number one. Number two, the Republicans is actually was founded by black people. People need to do their research even better. Number four, Republicans is free to slaves. Democrats is never free to slaves. Lincoln was the conservative Republican. Number
Okay, but we
five.
don't want to go back that far. We just want to keep it. We just want to keep it right now.
Okay, even keeping it right now, Trump has done more for black people than anybody. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been locked up probably 4 or 5 times, and I'm from the hood. And I hate to say it like that, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm from the hood, and like I said, she's done not. They done more for fucking They done more for the over the border people. I mean, listen, they giving $9,000 in Detroit when people come over here. That's first of all, and they sending their money back to Venezuela.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, you got white, black, everybody here who's homeless, but you get more people just coming from different countries than you do the people in your own country.
Right.
And if you think about this realistically, everybody, look at every Democrat city. I'm from New Jersey, so Patterson, Newark, Chicago, every Democrat city. I hate to say it like that, but it's fucked up.
No, you're not lying. You're not lying. Every Democratic city.
Think about that. Every Democrat city.
Right.
Let's be realistically.
The Democratic policies have not benefited black people.
At all, ever.
Right. They have not benefited black people.
And remember, even when if people was to take it back, and another thing about Trump is Trump. Remember, Trump financed Jesse Jackson's whole presidential race. Trump got an award from the NCAA. It said from where Rosa Parks, Muhammad Ali. Nobody don't talk about that. Trump's in basically every rap song there is. Trump ain't become prejudiced until he ran Republican. But remember, Trump also ran Democrat. People don't remember that either.
He didn't become a racist till he became. He didn't become a racist. He didn't become a sexist until he became a Republican. Did he? Because he was on TV for like what, 10 years? 10 years?
Yeah.
He was on TV 10 years. 10 years after he said what he said about the Central Port 5. He was on TV 10 years or 20 or 30 years after he was sued for housing discrimination. But none of this became a problem until he became the president of the United States.
Exactly. And then be honest with you, like you said, I mean, I don't know about anywhere else, but I'm in New Jersey. You go to the store for a gallon of milk at $4 and some change, and our minimum wage here is only what, $14 an hour. So if you go into the store and you spending $4.09 on a gallon of milk, and our gas here is what, $3.69 a gallon?
Right.
I mean, the problem is, I'm gonna be honest with you. The problem is the people who I would say like this, people who don't make money like that should actually really do their research. I mean, because realistically, anybody that make a certain amount of money, it doesn't matter to them anyway, because they like, especially these what we call these actors, and they never gonna have problems because they all have money.
Right.
So they're never gonna go through what we go through. Realistically, not the average person. I mean, and like I said, nobody said nothing when Biden called. He said his kids won't go to school with monkeys.
Right. No, well, worse than that. Why they calling Trump a racist? And then we're gonna let it's a glamorous life talk. Didn't Biden write the bill that locked up half of Black of America?
On top of that, you got even the Clinton. I mean, for child support, nothing against that too, but even in child support, you didn't go to jail until the 90s until Biden wrote that when if think about people who really can't get the job and they paying child support, now all of a sudden they go to jail. You definitely ain't paying then.
Right. So why ain't they holding Biden and Clinton for that?
And on top of that, listen, I'll be honest with you. When he freed Kodak Black, that was good enough for me.
Right.
If you could free Kodak Black, my man, like realistically. And like I said, if you think about it, if you come on this TikTok and you look, it's more, and I hate to say it like this, but it's more people from the hood that's actually voting for Trump than there's other people. Realistically. Right. And then when they talk about wealth,
what's his name? Larry Hoover. He's getting another trial because of the First Step Act.
Because of the First Step Act.
That was Trump.
Absolutely, which dropped him down to 15 years instead of doing 30.
Yeah, that was Trump.
And like I said, she doesn't even claim to be black. So I don't know why everybody keeps saying, "Oh, she's black, she's black." She don't claim to be, and she married.
Yeah, she said Asian something.
Yeah, she said she's Asian, and on top of that, she's married. I mean, nothing against who you married to, but you married to a Jew. And I ain't, like I said, not being racist, but again, she doesn't even claim to be black.
Right. Okay, go ahead. It's a glamour. Is that a? I can't see it. It's a. Go ahead. It's a. What you say?
It's Jeff. Well, my thing is, Kamala isn't going to scare Putin. She ain't going to scare China. She ain't going to scare nobody. BRICS ain't going to be scared of her because they know she ain't going to push the button. Trump, they fear Trump because they know his crazy ass will push the button if something goes south.
Right.
And honestly, right now, that's what we need. And Kamala Harris tokenized black people. In that whole little skit with what's her name, the actress,
Tyja P. Henson.
Yep, she pretty much tokenized the black community,
like she always has been doing.
Yep. So I really don't see why we got all these people talking about
the Democrats. They had a thing that passed the Floyd law. They didn't pass that, but they gave Asians I forgot to say this too. Democrats had the House at a point in time, so you got to look at it like this. They didn't pass that George Floyd Act, right? But at the same time, they passed a law for Asians. They passed law. They passed law for the LGBT.
Okay, but let's look at this. Let's look at this because the excuse that everyone gives for Obama, and let's not cut each other off. Let everyone finish. The excuse everybody gives for Obama is Obama. The Republicans wouldn't allow Obama to get nothing through. So why do everyone think stuff is going to be different if Kamala Harris gets in there? What do they think? The Republicans are just going to let her get everything through?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's and you know what I'm saying. And that's the thing too. People always worry about just the president. You got to worry about the Congress. Listen, the president is president minimum 4 years unless they get out. Max 5.
Max is 8 years.
You got Congress people that, yeah, the max is 8, but you got Congress people that have been in Congress for 30, 40 years. That makes the laws.
Right.
Realistically. And whatever she puts or whatever Trump put, they can override anyway.
Right.
How y'all feel about Vance? I don't really like Vance though.
I mean,
No,
I don't like either Harris or Trump at all. Like the man was saying, like even Obama, like a lot of black people in Obama, they voted him just because his color, not what he did. Like in offense, he was terrible. Like he didn't pass no laws for black people, like no laws. And we think as Kamala Harris gonna come in and she gonna save us too. Like we gotta stop thinking all skin folk is kinfolk. We gotta stop thinking that.
Is she even gonna be on the ballot? Because she didn't get voted. That's what a lot of people saying. She might not even be on the ballot.
Yeah, but see, Obama passed a law for the LGBT though. He passed a law for the Asians.
Exactly. He passed laws for them. And
right. That's what she said. She said there's nothing she can do for black people, just for black people.
Yeah.
But
I seen that.
Look at their agenda. We seen that they gave money to the Native Americans.
Yep.
They gave money to the LGBTQ.
Yep. And Asians. Yeah, passed laws for the Asians. Yep. Yep.
They didn't even need one. You had the brother who got his head pulled off in Texas, John Bird, I believe. John Bird, Matthew Stafford, hate crime bill that covered everybody who was on American soil. So why did they have to give the Asians their own hate crime bill?
Exactly.
Listen, Lyndon B. Johnson said it best. He said, "I will have these," and quote, "I have these." Basically, you know what I'm talking about. I'm voting for the next 300 years Democrat, and he ain't lying.
Right, because that's what black women. I just had a black woman on here. She couldn't even give me one reason why she wanted to vote for her, other than she wanted to see someone like herself in power.
And you know, people keep saying even with like Trump, like people said, first of all, Putin's not afraid of anybody. Let's be realistically. Putin took Crimea over while Trump was in office. It's just, Putin is Putin. You know what I mean? A lot of people do fear him, which is a good thing to a point because, again, you gotta understand, like we have never had war here since the Civil War. You know what I mean? And we don't want that. So people do fear him to a point. But like I said, I mean, realistically, all political is corrupt. Let's be realistically, but you gotta see who's gonna do the most for people like you and I, people who's not millionaires, basically. You know what I mean? Realistically.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. For her to get all of this support, and she ain't said one thing that she's going to do, not just for black people, but for America, it's like, shouldn't people wait till she puts forth an agenda? Why should I just support this woman blindly, and I don't even know what the hell she's going to do?
Exactly.
I honestly thought they were going to bring out Michelle, for real.
I think they conceded. This is what I think they did. They conceded. All of these Democrats patting her on the back. She's the lamb to the. They leading the lamb to the slaughter. They don't
look like this. Michelle's not even backing her.
Right. Obama's not even backing her. Obama's
not even backing her. Obama not even backing her.
What does that tell you?
I mean, they don't think she can win, and honestly, they just like, oh, we need to put a candidate out here, and we're gonna focus on the House and the Senate. That's what the Democrats are doing. We're gonna focus on the House and the Senate, and we know Trump is going to win the president. So let's just get the House and the Senate, and that way we can kind of neutralize him, maybe even impeach him.
Even
Facts.
Farrakhan said he wanted Mr. Trump. So if Farrakhan to say that, I mean, let's be realistically. And then even I mean, I don't know if you guys follow Dr. Umar. I listen to
Yeah,
him all the
Dr.
time.
Umar. Yeah, I love Dr. Umar. I love
Okay,
him.
even Dr. Umar said that Trump is better than however Harris.
Yeah, I mean, they're equally are bad. Both of them equally bad. Do I want to choose either or? No, but I would rather pick a person that tells the truth all the time. Trump he's gonna tell you the truth. He already he knows. We know for sure he hates black people. We know for a fact. He's been said it. He's very true.
Why do you say that he hates black people?
Nah, yeah, I don't
I don't
think.
think he hates them, but I like a truthful president than someone that's gonna lie to me all the time.
He
I mean,
prejudiced. He
Trump-
ain't racist. He's
Nah,
just prejudiced.
I
Trump
don't
got
think
his
Trump
money.
is neither. Trump is a narcissist. We can
Yeah,
say
but-
that, but I don't think that he's a racist. Trump used to give black people money to start businesses, and
Absolutely.
then go pay them back. He said, "Keep the money." So
Absolutely.
when did he get racist?
Absolutely. And on top of that, Trump had black girlfriends. You better look that up.
Right. And then let's be real. Everyone keeps bringing up the Central Park Five. Let's be real. All of New York thought they was guilty when it happened.
Absolutely.
And
Including-
then if you
including
think
Oprah.
about it, including Oprah, because she had the victim on her show. And if you
Absolutely.
really think about it, okay, maybe there's questions about the grape, but they was in the park beating people up. There was no questions about that. They was in all of that. They was just hanging around. That's BS. They was in the park beating people up.
Yeah, see, I'm from New York, New Jersey. So like I don't know. I think somebody was on here talking about it earlier. Listen, I'm be honest with you. Like I said, I live in Jersey. I won't even travel to the city now. And this crazy part is like, I'm from like, you know what I'm saying, like Patterson, but like, I don't live there now. But realistically, like people don't realize like Patterson and North worse than New York. If you ask me,
Passaic County.
Passaic County.
Yeah. Hey, how you
Patterson
doing?
is horrible.
How you doing, young guys? How you
Good,
doing?
good. How you doing?
I didn't want to crash your party. I didn't live my life already. I just wanted to say, sometimes you got to look at, and pardon me for barging in. And how are you, host? And thank you for having me. With this distraction, they used to call it misdirection, sleight of hand. And you can just about guarantee yourself an outcome that includes sleight of hand with every event in American politics. It's the good old boy, it's the shuck and jive. They do it more than anybody. And in this episode, it just seems to be different because you have this woman is a new dynamic, but is she? Her husband is he's a major player in Israel, dual citizenship. I say if Kamala Harris wins, Israel wins, stamping the presidency by proxy of Bibi Netanyahu. This is me saying this.
I agree that.
It'll be the greatest mistake since hot water cornbread left the scene if they put that woman in office.
It's funny that you bring that up because he was just here in the White House.
Yeah, she is Israel.
Yeah, she for a fact. Yeah, she is Israel. Yeah,
She is Israel. And if you want to know something about a person with a forked tongue, watch the way they talk up as well as the way they talk down. They call that double talking. And she'll give an interview here and an interview there, and 100% on one end of the spectrum saying this, all the way to the other end of the spectrum saying that. She leaves no room for the imagination. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me. There we go. I didn't know if I had you guys. She leaves no room for the imagination. Now I assume that all of you guys are old enough to know what's the difference between slickery and trickery. I'll tell you, nothing. Slickery and trickery. Because if you put some grease in your hair and it's slick and it tricks you, tomorrow you'll know if you've been tricked if it's not greasy and combed through. Back in the day, they used to call it a conch. Put that stuff in your head and fry it, and then they start calling it a perm. That ain't your hair. You're tricking yourself. So a lot of the politicians have gotten wind to that, and you know you guys all know about this saying, "I want your culture." I mean, I want your culture, but I don't want your struggle.
It's
They didn't teach you right. They ain't gonna treat you right. And this just ain't for white and black, Democrat and Republican. This for anybody that pull that foolishness on you. Cause everybody your skin type ain't your everybody your color ain't your kind. If I said it right.
yeah.
Different shades of wheat.
Yeah.
If you really look at if you look at Trump, when Trump talks to black people, he talks to black people the same as he talks to white people.
Yeah, absolutely. He sure does.
Kamala talks to white people. She uses her educated voice. She doesn't use the stereotypes. When she talks to black people,
She shuck and jive. She shuck and jive.
Yeah, she's snapping the neck and like, what are you doing?
Hot sauce in the purse and
Yeah,
I don't like them kind of people.
Because I'm also in a fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated.
Yo, Snoop.
Yeah, what's up, man? But yeah, like a lot of in my group chats and stuff, they're pushing, vote for Kamala Harris. And I asked in the group chat, like, what has she done? Why she's the VP? Has she done for the black community? Like,
She killed him. She wanted to excuse my language. I apologize. TikTok. I take that back. It was my fault. She unalives him any way she can.
I said, go back and look at her when she was, I think judge or something like that. She was something, and she used to put guys,
she was attorney general.
Yeah, guys in jail for like a 0.5, hiding evidence for a guy that was on death row, like stuff like that. Like you gotta that gotta be counted in hand until somebody wanted to be your president. And then as she was vice president, you and Joe Biden was passing laws for other communities, but you just said in the interview that you was not gonna pass laws for just black people. But right. You was doing that for LGBTQ.
Y'all get that host a break. He knows what he's talking about. I listened to this host. I haven't chimed in yet, and I apologize for cutting you off, young man.
Okay,
but I forget. I'm getting old, but I'll tell you this. This host is passionate. He knows. I don't know him from a can of paint, but I know serious when I see it. This man knows what he's talking about, and he's trying to give everybody some good information on a legitimate platform. And I respect your host for that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Y'all think that agenda 2025 real?
Yes, sir.
That's a think tank. That's not real.
All you gotta do is just research. Just think that's all you gotta do is research. That's it.
That's it.
Our government is set up against stuff like that happening. That's why they set the 3 branches of government up, so stuff like that can't happen.
That's what they're primarily using, from what I can tell.
Right.
Against Trump is that 2025.
Listen, and that's not even his. But even when Biden said, I mean, people should have known when he said, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black enough." I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it don't get no better than that. And let's be realistically, and I hate to say it like this, but black people ain't the one who you got to worry about anyway, because we don't even carry the vote realistically. That's number one.
Well, she's dependent on black women and women in general. But the thing is, no matter if you're for abortion or against abortion, abortion never should have been a federal issue. Yeah, that's a state issue. And if you're for abortion, instead of crying to the federal government, you should be in your state working to change the administration in your state that is against abortion.
Absolutely.
Why are you crying to the federal government? They already said it's not our issue. It's not, we're not against it. We're not for it. It's just not an issue for the federal government. It's an issue for the states. That's all they're saying. They're not saying we're for it or we're against it. So go change your governor. Go change your right. Go change those people.
Your representative. I was going to say the same thing about any politician. We would save ourselves a lot of time. You got, what is it, January, whatever day, you got the new presidency, whoever's going to be in there. You got from that time to the next 3 years to research if you're passionate about who you support or who reflects your views. Do instead of being on the PS5 or whatever, I can't tell you what to do. Take some time out and go on whatever database you can and look up people who are doing this in the business world, people who are doing that. Narrow down your search and share it with somebody. Don't let those people in DC stick your choices in your face. And then you whine for the next 4 years.
It's
you
funny
have 3
because
years to pick you somebody.
people hate Charleston White, but I yet to see Charleston. I mean, like I said, I mean, people hate him.
I wouldn't pick
yet
him
to
for
see him
president.
actually. I think he's telling you for everything he says.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick him for president. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are making decisions, these legislatures. You know what I mean?
Right. But see, they're gonna listen to Taji P. Henson. They're gonna listen to because these celebrities who basically don't care one way or the other. They don't care who the president is one way or the other.
Because they're millionaires.
Absolutely.
They got enough money. They're gonna survive whatever happens.
Exactly.
They're gonna cry to you about $10 million ain't enough money when you got people living off $50,000 with family of 5.
Mm-hmm.
But you $10 million, I'm paying too much in taxes. Okay, imagine what I'm paying with a family of 5, and I'm gonna make it 50.
Try that government cheese back in the 80s. Clog you up for 2 days. Hey, listen, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to leave with a little smile on your face and let you know that I'm proud of you and we're doing it the right way. Keep on keeping on, okay?
Yeah, thank you. I'm just saying, like, most people are not even doing their own research. They listening to Taji P. Henson yell out something about Project 2025, and I bet if we sat down with her, she couldn't even tell you one thing about it.
Absolutely. Most of them can't. But again, you gotta understand, she's a paid actress. That's how you gotta take it as.
Right.
She's a
Let
paid
me ask you
actress.
a question. Let me ask you a question. Have you studied Project 25?
I read some of it.
Yeah, I read some of it.
So what do you think about Project 25?
You can't do Project 25 because our government is set up to prevent things like that. We have three pieces of government that are set up to prevent dictatorships.
But let me ask you something. If the system is changed in which if you get enough people in certain positions, such as the Supreme Court, such as state legislation, legislators and things like that, you get enough people with the same common idea of reversing the actual democracy that we do have, you have an issue when the president, and you get behind a certain president that has that ideology to control people.
Well, who has that?
You have an issue. You have an issue there because you have a collective. Then you have a collective idea, and I think this is much bigger than what we perceive it to be, especially as a minority. It's much bigger.
Who has that? Who are you insinuating wants to control the people?
The one that said that he's a dictator because he's all for himself.
You mean the one who stopped them from sending our money to Pakistan for gender study? You mean that one?
That
stopped the Democrats from sending our money. Who the Democrats said they only was going to give us $600, but they was going to send all this money all around the world. But this one person came out and said, "Hey, this is what they doing with y'all's money."
Yeah. That
sounds
good.
I like about
that sounds good. It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good.
That's the only thing I like about Trump because he's truthful. That's the only thing. Like other anything else, I don't like either or. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't like either or who I want to pick. I really don't know. I'm still doing my research on it, my background on everything. Like I still don't know. But the only thing I like about Trump is because he's truthful. The only thing I don't like about Kamala Harris is I don't want black people doing it again what we did to Obama. We voted him because he was black. Like
okay, let's get back to like what he said.
I don't care if they were purple.
Let me ask you a question, Jeffrey. So you mean, okay, let's say that what you're saying is true. Mm-hmm. But what side would seem like they're trying to implement it? Because the only thing sitting in between someone taking over the government is the people. So if I come to you and I say, hey, we're gonna take guns away, doesn't that seem like that the party trying to take your gun away is the party that's trying to be the dictatorships? Because once you give the guns away, you are now defenseless.
No, well, yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, and
You
it's
can say
true.
that, but let me say this. This is just only my opinion, but when you have a collective type of ideology, I say people thinking the same way about a certain person, and that person is really he's not telling you the truth in all things. He's not telling you the truth. Yeah, he tell you the truth about something, but in all things, his main goal is, and when you can see it when he's talking about himself. He's always talking about himself and what he's doing and this and that and other and how he feels. And it really doesn't have any substance when it comes to the people. I think he's not for the people. I think he has a bunch of people fooled and believing in him and looking up to him, but he's not for the people.
He's
Okay,
definitely
Because
for the
he's not for
people.
me and you. I'm gonna tell you that now. He's not for me and you.
He
So he's not
definitely.
like why?
He
Okay, so
is,
when
but
you
he's
say
not.
not for me and you saying black people, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Minorities.
wait. So
Minorities in
hold on,
general.
hold on. Okay,
Minorities in general. And poor white people.
wait. So Nipsey Hussle, you know how Nipsey Hussle got that store in Compton, in Crenshaw?
Uh, no, I don't know. I don't know the
Okay,
whole story.
Nipsey Hussle got that store because he took advantage of the opportunity zones Donald Trump put into the community. You know who's not for us? Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, Aishiana Presley, whatever fuck her name is, all the
Yeah.
black people who are in Congress, because you know what black people in Congress should have said? I don't care if I like him or not. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to all of these rappers, all of these entertainers, and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna take advantage of the opportunity zones that Donald Trump put in the community. But they didn't do that. They came to black people and told us why we shouldn't like Donald Trump. But while Nipsey Hussle had a song called F Trump, he took advantage of Trump's opportunity zones to put him a store in Compton. So why didn't all of these black Congress people told us to hate Trump? Why didn't any of them come to us and say, hey, let's pool our resources and take advantage of these opportunity zones?
Trump said it.
Yeah.
Listen, Trump said it best to Nancy Pelosi, and in quote, he said, "Listen, when they coming over the border, they're not coming to our neighborhoods." He said, "My kid." He said just like this. He said, "My son don't got to go to school with them. It's people in the middle class or the poor people got to go to when they come over. They're not sitting in the Beverly Hills, but they in Compton. When they come to New Jersey, they're not in Alpine, but they in Patterson. You see the
Right.
difference?"
Yeah. I see what you're talking about. I see what you're talking
You
about.
go to Crenshaw right now. If you go to South Central right now, one of those Mexican rappers, he's from he said a name when I was growing up, that area was all black.
Yep.
He said he's from a certain area in LA. When he said where he's from, I was like, what? That's big.
Gentrification by illegal immigration. That's what they're doing, and the Democrats are sponsoring it because what they want to do, they realize that the more money we make, the more conservative we become. We want low taxes, small government, so we're becoming less and less their puppet, and they can have less and less control over us. So
No.
they're illegally shipping in a bunch of grateful immigrants that are basically going to gentrify and take over what used to be black neighborhoods, black industry, black job openings, career paths, whatever. They're going to do all that. They did the same. They pulled the same number there in the Bronx when they told the black homeless that there was no room or no money to convert a school into community center to do something to help the homeless blacks that were there. But as soon as they shipped in the Browns, as soon as the brown people showed up, money showed up, and the people came out and said, "Hold up, we voted for you. You said there was no money." And they said, "Oh well, that was a mistake." "Oh really? Well, why are you still going to convert this school that was for black kids to something for brown people? Now they turned it into a center for brown people." Look, Kamala, all the rest of them, they've always been anti-black. Take a look at the result. Okay, I'm 65 years old. I can tell you all the way back from Nixon to now. The Democrats have always played the race card to get our attention, and then what they do is they use the black experience as energy to push another agenda, and that's what's going on now.
And on top of that, they have they first of all, they're trying to give the immigrants legal voting rights. That's number one. So think about it. The
Can I,
more you pour in, the more they're gonna vote for the Democrats.
can I interject?
Go
What's
ahead.
up, brother? It's nice to see you back.
Oh, nice to see you too.
Yeah, I figured something like this would bring you back. You see the Wicked Witch of the West too, huh?
TikTok has been holding me down. They don't want me. They don't want me to be great.
Yeah, but I see what brought you back, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she is. She is an American nightmare, melanated American nightmares waiting to happen. She do not like us. Okay, first of all, she is a woman that is scorned by one of us, Montel Williams.
Willie Brown.
Okay, remember Montel now. She remember she had a thing for Montel. Woman scorned. She ain't got no kids. Montel dumped her. Remember? Then look at her career after Montel dumped her. She started going hard on all of us. She destroyed families. She put parents in jail. This woman is the Wicked Witch of the West, and she hates the fact that she is even being pushed in the direction of a black American. Go look at any of her interviews when they start asking about what she gonna do for the black community, and look at her reaction.
Absolutely not. And look and look at her. Look at her. She ain't pro-black. Ask her white husband. She ain't pro-black. Ain't nothing pro-black about her.
And then she can't have children. She is a scorned woman who has a thing against us, and she hated.
Yeah, but she'll push
She
the
won't even come out and say
Israelites.
that she wouldn't do.
She'll push the
And
Israel.
then you gotta look at it like this: Trump gave more money to the black colleges than any president combined. And
Yeah, but
Obama,
Trump,
Yeah, they don't want to talk about that though. We're not allowed to talk about that.
oh yeah, they don't
Trump,
want to talk
Trump
about
is
that.
the lesser of two evils. Okay, if we want to deal with one, let's deal with Trump. Let's not deal with the Wicked Witch of the West. We should do our
Like I
Yeah,
said,
defense.
yeah, we voting not for Trump, but we voting for lower taxes,
But,
higher returns on our investments.
but
Okay,
again,
lower cost of living,
you gotta
small
look at it like this:
government.
like when people say
These are
Trump
things we're
is
voting
prejudiced.
for.
Wait,
FEMA
have
caps.
people say Trump is prejudiced, but again, before Trump became because remember he wasn't always Republican. He financed Jesse Jackson's whole presidential race. People don't tell you that.
If y'all go look at what she did in California, what do you think she gonna do when she becomes America's top
Wow.
cop
Man,
commander?
top cop. She's
come
gonna
on,
make
bro.
sure the brothers go down. Feminists don't give a f. Okay, they don't give nothing for a black
On the
man. You hear me?
real.
Feminists don't give a damn for the black
did that in
experience. So I
Chicago, bro.
guarantee
So you
they
said
want
you
something running out
said
there like his feminists. I'm telling you,
wait,
that
wait.
you
chick,
just said
that
are
chick
you
in the
so,
White House,
so you
she
saying
is going to absolutely drive us all the way back to Jim Crow. Watch, she'll be
I
the one
don't
to do it.
Real.
so you think that she's gonna drive us all the way back to Jim Crow?
Oh, hell
That
yeah.
includes her
That is
too.
the Wicked
No, but
Witch.
listen, she doesn't. Listen, realistically, she doesn't have the power to do
You can
that.
go
That's
back
number
to
one.
India.
I mean, realistically, if we think
You
about
can go back to
realistic,
India, though.
wait a minute, hold on. She's not gonna do nothing because they're going. If she wins, the Republicans are gonna win the House and the Senate.
Yeah, that's right.
Been looking at the
The
laws they've
same
been.
lame duck excuse they give for Obama. If you talk to anybody who's in pro Obama, they give you the same lame duck excuse. Oh, he didn't have he had a Republican Senate. He had a Republican Congress. They wouldn't let him get nothing through. And then question him on this. The Republicans are so conservative, but they let him get all them LGBTQ laws through.
I know, right?
Obviously, he didn't want to do nothing for black people because they would rather see black
What about
rights.
the Blue Act Law, though?
None of
What
them
about
do
the
nothing
Blue Law
for
when they
us.
protect police officers?
Exactly.
Listen. I'm be honest with you. When it comes to police,
What about that agent law she put in?
remember when it comes to police, it's good. It's
agents.
good. You got good police and bad police. I mean, when people say
No,
like, "Oh,
no,
the police,"
bro. If you got one
look
bad
like this.
cop, bro, and he
If somebody's
see
in your house
partner,
raping
see
your
his
daughter,
partner
who
doing something,
who you think coming to your house? The fireman?
No. Look, bro.
No.
Listen. I'm a black man in America, bro. I know how to move, bro. I'm from Chicago, bro. So if a cop come to me, I'm compliant 100%. Lock me up, I'll sue you, bro. If you wrongfully lost, bro, I got rights, bro. I'm a law-abiding citizen, bro. No
Listen, you
felons, no
said-
none of that shit, bro.
that's the smartest-
I ain't scared of no cop, bro. My dad
Wait,
was in the
wait. We
Marines.
ain't even in the. We're not talking about the police.
No, I'm just saying, this what people, bro. Look, us being black in America, bro, we gotta watch how we move. We gotta be compliant because once that we know that group
You know what I'm saying? Infiltrated the police force. We know that. The FBI said it. So why is you playing with these people when they got the ups on you, bro? No. Democrats up the light.
What he's saying is true though. There are good cops and there are bad cops.
Of course.
What needs to be done and what Kamala and all of these people could have did was put some regulations on the hiring of police officers, because a lot of these police officers are being hired with no psyche valve.
Right.
But
That's exactly what they said. They was
No,
going to George
no.
Floyd.
If you want to talk about that, let's do the
catalyst for
realistically.
that, right?
But
Instead of the
actually-
Democrats
Wait,
doing
one
that,
at a time, one at a
the
time.
Democrats did
but
nothing. What I'm trying to
that's
say, the
logical,
Democrats
bro.
did nothing to uphold the George Floyd movement. They just basically used that for something to push the LGBTQ agenda. In the meantime, nothing was done to keep brothers from getting knocked across the head.
Yeah, but see, you can't listen, but you can't look at it like that, because if you was to actually Google statistically, it's more white people that get killed by the police than there's black people. That's number one. So you actually got to do the math to that. Number two, remember the media who makes it worse. Think about this. Anytime somebody black is killed, who they have come? Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is a paid FBI informant. Google that.
We all know that. What you
Think
got?
about it. Every time somebody black is killed, realistically, you got Al Sharpton staring up the shit. And realistically, he don't give a fuck about most people. All he worried about is money.
Al Sharpton, you got Benjamin Crump, who lies, who doesn't tell us the whole story. He'll tell you something like, oh, Breonna Taylor was sleeping. Now everyone's upset because they think the cops shot this girl in her sleep. And come to find out, this girl was in the hallway. It's like, why didn't you just say she was in the hallway? Why did you have to say she was sleeping? Because it stirs up more controversy. Why did you have to say Michael Brown was shot with his hands up saying hands up, shoot? Because they cause more controversy. And then when the real truth comes out, nobody wants to hear the truth, because Benjamin Crump's whole job is this. He wants to stir up enough controversy that the city just gives the money up. They don't want to go to trial. They don't want to go to court. They just like, look, how much do you want for them to go away? That's basically how Benjamin Crump he brags about he ain't never lost a case, but his job is not to try the cops. He is a civil attorney. He doesn't try the cops. He doesn't try George Zimmerman.
No, he's all about the money.
Right. He's all about the money. So these people are walking away free and he's getting paid.
And listen, you gotta look at it like this. Most people, even the parents or the kids of some of these people, you gotta think about it. First of all, I got kids, so if my daughters got killed, first of all, I don't want to talk to anybody. That's number one. I'm not gonna be on TV talking to anybody.
Use that TikTok language, bro. That TikTok language.
Yeah, say on the live or pew pew or something like that.
And another thing, my man said it best also. Realistically, if you get stopped by the police, shut the fuck up and you go home. 90% of the time. There's no need to fight and argue with them at the end of the day, and then you sue them.
Right, but that's the problem. Like, the family gets paid until one of these families reject the damn money and say, no, you can't pay me to go away. I want people's jobs. I want people in jail. Until a family is willing to reject the millions of dollars that they could get and say it's going to keep going, because they already know, oh, I unalived your son or daughter. You're going to go get Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump's going to stir up a bunch of controversy. We're going to go in the office and we're going to talk. And you're going to give me a number. I'm going to reject it. You're going to slide me a number back. I'm going to slide. We're going to figure out a number.
And so I'm going to take a third of that.
Right. I'm going to take, basically, you're putting a price tag on the life of your child.
Exactly.
Then you're not even looking out for the rest of the community because you took a price tag. Until someone reject that money,
and then they move out that community.
Exactly. Until someone can reject the money and say, no, I want justice, this shit's going to continue to happen because they know they can pay their way out of it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I have a question for you. What they gonna do with those FEMA camps? Because I think that's kind of funny that she done got one of the highest records of prosecuting, and the dirty stuff that woman did in California, like keeping prisoners and fighting fires after their release date until they had a replacement, even though they were supposed to be released, which led to a couple of them being unalived. You know, they wasn't even supposed to be there, but because they didn't have the trained the prisoners to replace them right then. Those men couldn't get off, and they had to stay there, and they lost their life in them California forest fires. Go research her. She is the wicked witch of the West. Okay. She tried to stay.
Okay, so what happens is
No. Let me finish telling you what she did. She also tried to block the release of a prisoner from being executed.
She definitely did that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did see that
that
interview.
didn't matter. The governor had to go over her head and tell them not to do it. Go research.
They
She
had
is,
because she was trying to hold out evidence,
yeah.
and I
But
did
not
my
only
research
that,
on her.
she was the attorney general when
Yes.
San Francisco's lab was falsifying results, drug results.
Well,
Yep.
she's
She
the
was the
wicked witch
attorney
of the
Remember,
general
man,
of
that
California, and she didn't
in
do nothing.
India, the Dalit class of people, the untouchables, are dark skinned. You got to keep in mind, her mom is from India. Okay, so
right.
all that ideological stuff on how she evaluates people of dark skin, all this is part of it. This is
No,
all
she's a
part of her
Hindu.
judgment system.
I don't see nowhere where she grew up American.
She grew up in Oakland a little bit, and she tried to say
She
that
went to college.
yeah, she went to Howard, but most of her teen years was in Montreal, Canada. So
Right.
if you're talking about Drake ain't like us, then I don't know why ain't no one saying she's not like us.
Exactly, like
I keep telling you,
She
and
grew
she's
up in
scorned
Canada.
on top of it.
I mean,
My
and the whole thing with her is just be who you are. She has a false identity. She's like, you grew up in an Indian household, talking about she celebrated Kwanzaa.
And realistically, if you get, I mean, I don't know about where you, like you said, where you guys are from, but like I said, and believe it or not, Indians are prejudiced against black people too.
Right, but let's just look past that point for a minute. Let's look at the story she has been telling because her mom was one of those rebellious type of Indians. But it's like
Right.
you she's like grew up in the 60s, right? I don't know, maybe people are a little bit older, a little bit younger. I didn't hear about Kwanzaa until the 80s, and Kwanzaa was not big in the black community when I was a kid. We were celebrating Christmas. No one knew nothing about Kwanzaa. So she's trying to tell me you're walking around in traditional Indian garb and your family is celebrating Kwanzaa.
Yeah, come on.
It don't make. And then you're telling us that when you was 3 years old or 2 years old, you was in a stroller, and which they proved she stole the story from Martin Luther King. She went to a protest and she talking about she wants freedom. It's like you trying. That's what people don't understand. She tries too hard to be black
yeah.
when you're not.
Right.
That's what I was telling my fraternity. I'm like, just because she's in the in a sorority and they gonna I promise you they gonna go down there when it starts. You're gonna see a whole lot of pink and green black people voting for her just because she's their sorors. Just because of that. Just because of that. And I tell all my fraternity, I'm like, bro, I got to look back on what she was doing. I have to look at it. Like, just not say, oh, she's black, she's a woman, let's vote for her. Like, no, stop doing that. That's what caused us with Barack Obama. Like, and they still to this day praise him, and I still don't understand that. I
Me
still don't
either.
understand it.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't even know she went to Howard. I didn't even know she was in a fraternity, and I'm from California. I didn't know none of this until she ran for vice president because she has never spoken about that fraternity or spoken about Howard University.
No, she's not gonna do that. She's not. And she only going to do that when she ran with Joe Biden, because even before Joe Biden got in office, I ain't never heard of her, never knew of her, never knew she was AKA, never knew anything about her until Joe Biden came in office and started running Kamala Harris and this, and now everybody, oh, she's AKA, and she wanted to go hop at Howard, do band music with Howard, and run around the office and act black. Like, we got to stop doing that.
But ask her this. Ask her this. Why hasn't she tried to stop the gentrification of Howard?
Yeah, that's very true.
I
That's
mean,
very
you're
true.
so proud of Howard.
That,
Two
it's
things.
like,
Hold on, two things. One, Howard is so proud of her. Why ain't you proud of Puff Daddy? You can't pick and choose who goes to your school. So
absolutely.
So and the other thing is, if she's so proud of Howard, why isn't she trying to fight the gentrification taking place of Howard?
because she's
Because
all about that
she
gentrification
wanted to
agenda.
happen.
It's all about replacement. It's the replacement theory all over again, but it's pointing toward black voters. We've got to try to understand what's been going on. Look, the black experience continues to be exploited to the benefit of everybody else except blacks. Black people, black men especially, we still are not benefiting except when we get someone to go. Listen, red cotton and blue cotton got one thing in common. They're both cotton. Okay, so you got to figure out, okay, just what's the return on my labor? Because the truth of the matter is, nobody's getting out of it. You're either going to be picking red or blue cotton. And it turns out that even if I'm picking red cotton, okay, at least the return on my investment is solid. When I make my investments in my real estate or my investments in the market, I'm getting returns on my investment. I'm getting dividends. All right, I got small taxes, small government. I got the government out of my business. And here's another thing, too. The classic traditional values that black men uphold. Under the Democrats, a black man is a predator. Under the Democrats, a black man is a problem. Especially a heterosexual black man is a problem. He's a monster. They'd rather have a bear than a black man. That's under the Democrats. Hey, let me tell you something. I'd rather be, if I'm going to be with the people, say, look, something to do with traditional values that black men uphold. We work. We are investors. We're not predators. We're men. We're inventors. We're investors. We're doers. We're builders. We're makers. We're establishers. That's what we do. We're leaders. And guess what? At least under that system, at least they're looking at protecting the unborn. Okay, because they talk about unborn black, about Black Lives Matter. I don't know damn T-shirt to tell me my life matter, but I'll tell you what. Apparently, you need a T-shirt to tell you that unborn black babies, 20 million under the Democrats, 20 million of our people are in the grave right now because under the Democrats. Why? Because Becky Sanger decided to tell, hey, sister girl, I'll make you relevant if you will co-sign and sponsor and even manage the extinction of your own damn race. What kind of shit is that?
Black Lives Matter is actually ran by the government, realistically.
Yeah.
That's number one.
LGBTQ, bruh. It's the LGBTQ. Why do you think it had billions of dollars laundered through that organization? A non-centralized Marxist. Karl Marx was a flat-out racist. He called Africans nothing but walking monkeys. So how the hell you a black self-made Marxist?
Wait, hold on. Because the problem with that is the Black Panthers, the Black Liberation, Angela Davis, all these people who we call black heroes, all of these was considered Marxists. So, our history, like we got to come to grips with our history. Because some of these people we call heroes, they didn't really have our best interests at heart. I mean, maybe we could say they was young and they was foolish, but the best thing for us was following the plan of Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X to do for ourselves. But then we had people come along like Martin Luther King, the Civil Rights Movement. Oh, we need to integrate. Then we had people like Huey P. Newton, the Black Panther Party, the Black Liberation Army, Angela Davis. Oh, black capitalism isn't the way. We need to go to socialism. And then you look at where we are now, we should have went black capitalism.
Independence is resting on the foundation of black capitalism. As soon as we learn how to work the system and make it work in our favor, all of a sudden it's evil when black men do it. It was okay when white people do it. See, look, socialism ain't nothing but a conspiracy to let the great-grandchildren of the colonizer keep what was stolen. To hell with that. I'm a black capitalist and I want my money. And let me tell you something, I put my money in the market and I'm getting my dividends, and I don't want the little white girl to come up and tell me now capitalism is evil because I'm doing it. She can go to hell.
They're going to send a black woman to tell you that, but that's the thing. We should have stuck to ourselves. We had everything of our own.
Exactly.
We had morals. As soon as we decided to integrate, this is when the black community went down, the morals went down.
I really believe that Martin Luther King had somebody paying him, because even I think his last speech or something like that, he said, I ran my people into a burning house.
Integrated his people into a burning house. He believes he integrated his people in a burning house.
Because even before integration, like I did my my research back then, we was good. We supported the black family. The black family was strong. We supported ourselves. We supported Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Hugh, everything. We supported ourselves until like we kind of like, okay, Martin Luther King. Let's segregate. Let's get into their areas. We wanna drink from their fountains and this and that. And then we get into this and we like, we're more back in time of slavery than we ever been.
But just think about realistically. I mean, when you think about honestly, realistically, people, and including myself, like I said, I'm 45, right? So even me, I'd be like, if I see a bunch of Spanish people, I say, oh, it's 1,000 of them in the house, right? But realistically, it could be 20 of them in the house, but I can guarantee you within a few years, 10 of them will leave, then 5 of them will leave, and they all have houses. See, the problem with, especially with our generation now, is everybody want to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be the
Yes.
chief, but no one want to be the
Yes.
Indian.
You're absolutely right. You're
Right, but
absolutely right.
you got to look at that too. Like when the Black Power movement started, what else started? Black exploitation films, where they tried to mix Black Power with drug dealing and pimping, because Superfly was a drug dealing pimp, but he stuck it to the man. So now you had people not wanting to be civil rights, not wanting to be Nation of Islam, not wanting to be Black Power. They wanted to be uh, pimps and drug dealers, and they wanted to stick it to the man. Because that's what Hollywood showed you in the movies. The drug dealers were sticking it to the man. And you had all these black men who decided, hey, I don't want to do the civil rights thing no more. Let's go do the street thing now. So you got to look at, like, you also got to look at who really orchestrated the civil rights movement. That's what, look who really, or who was the main opponent to Marcus Garvey? The NAACP.
It's like these rappers. It's like the rappers, right? They tell you go do this, they tell you do that. 90% of them, 90% of them ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Well, I was reading, I was watching a YouTube. I forgot the kid name, but he said it best. They tell you they get paid millions to tell you go do this and do that until they stand in front of the judge themselves, and half of them don't stand in front of a judge. So they're gonna tell you, this is, you know what I'm saying, this is cool. Go do this, go do that, and until they look at them double numbers.
Right. They not. But if you really think about it, the NAACP. This is what people don't understand. Who started the NAACP?
Netanyahu. Netanyahu. That's who started it.
His people started it. His people started the NAACP, and his people told us that if you go listen to Claude Anderson, he said when they came to where he lived at, they was like, "Where are your buses at?" He said, "We own our buses." They was like, "Nah, you can't own your buses. We need some buses to integrate." And then when we ran over here to these, when we integrated, and then we said, "Nah, this shit ain't cool, man. These people are just as poor as we are," and tried to come back. Who owned all our stuff?
Yeah.
The same people we was marching in the streets with owned everything we owned. Now, because someone said they from New Jersey, New York. Who the hell is the most of the landlords in New Jersey and New York?
Jewish.
And this ain't being anti-Semitic, it's just being truthful.
No, you're 100% right. They own it. They own everything. I'm not even gonna get into all of that, but like, you know what I'm saying, like somebody was saying before, like about her going to Israel. Israel already own the United States.
Yeah.
That's why he came over. That's why Netanyahu came to the States while we was in this transition. Soon as Joe stepped to the side and brought Harris, he came over to make sure, probably in person, hey, look, chick, while you're over here, this is what time it really is. Because after telling Black America there was no money for reparations, we still want those billions sent to Israel, period. Okay?
But here's the thing, though. All of these black people who was protesting at the campus, how you still gonna vote for her when she met with you calling Trump? They calling Trump a criminal. She met with a war criminal. They had a war criminal in the White House.
You know, it's funny. They keep saying about Trump going to jail, but let's be realistically. First of all, he needs Secret Service for the rest of his life. So ain't no president ever going to jail, period. Let's be realistically. Secret Service going with him?
They don't even know why this man is most people don't even know what this man is being charged for.
No.
They don't. If you ask someone right now, hey, you saying he's a felon, okay, what did he get convicted of?
Right. You're 100% right about that. They said he got what 31 charges, but yet they really tell what's the charges.
Right. What are the charges? What did he get convicted of? They only know what the news tells them, and what people fabricate on social media. But yet, none of these people, especially black women, and most of the black women, I believe, are voting for her because they hate black men, can tell us why they're voting for this woman, other than the fact they want a woman and a black woman in president.
Right.
Why?
This is about the continuous punch down on black men.
Yeah.
Punching down on black men has become the most popular sport on the internet. Look around. Okay, brothers, especially heterosexual brothers, cannot even catch a break. Even all the good fathers, all the good workers, all the good men we have in the black demographic punched down on, punctified. And the only one that can get any respect out of these so-called ladies is either LGBTQ or betas. You either feminist, you are feminist, or you effeminate.
Yeah, I
And that's
think
all
they,
they want to know about. They're always punching down on the black man. If you think you got to punch down, you got a knot in your head today, you wait. If that chick gets that presidency, there will be a punch down. We'll put half the brothers in the goddamn comatose state. I'm telling you.
yeah,
This punch down on the black man, the punch
they
down
started
on
that
the
in the
black man
80s.
has only just begun.
Yeah,
Kamala
they started-
Harris represents a major punch down on the black man, and that's what this is really all about.
Yeah, they started that in the 80s. Destroy the black family. And the way they did that, they told the black woman, don't have the black man in the house.
That's
don't
welfare.
have him in the house, and we'll give you government money. We'll give you this, we'll give you that. You can live on housing and this and that. They took it.
That's the Democrats though.
They took it. They took it. They took it, and we gonna put the black man in jail. They selling crack. They doing this. Put them in jail. They doing that. They doing that. Oh, you ain't got no man in the house. We gonna give you some money. And ever since then, black women they learned that. They
Hey,
love
host,
it.
am I right? Who did that? That's the Democrats.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
Again, like I said, look at every Democrat city. That's all. I mean, it's just common sense. Just look at every Democrat city. Just think about that realistically.
yeah. I mean, if you look at the welfare situation, that's a whole different conversation. But if you look at did the Democrats separate the families? Yeah, because some of them men who they locked up just needed help, and then when you got to think some of them men weren't even real criminals; they was just drug addicts. When you're sending them to jail with hardened criminals, what did those men go through when their only crime was they was addicted to a drug?
Right.
What did those men go through? So you destroyed the community when these people needed help, and you should have locked up the criminals, but you locked up innocent people. And so if you look at the rise of the alphabet community, look at how it rose. You was putting innocent people in jail with hardened criminals, people who have never been to jail a day in their life, and they going in here with people lifers and stuff.
Yeah, and what do you think they're gonna do?
Right. So
100% right about that.
yeah, so they helped create this. They helped create this explosion, and it's nothing against the alphabet community, but people don't want to face facts. Juvenile halls, group homes, penitentiary facilities. These are all factories, buck breaking factories. These are what these things are.
Right. It's that buck breaking system. And it's all been about. And so if you look at it right now, only the soft spoken, head down brother. I see these brothers, man, 6 foot something, man, walk around the church. Man, I stopped going to church. Let me tell you, walk around. I had to call them out. I said, brothers, I can't believe it. Y'all sitting over there almost 7 foot tall with your head bowed and your hat in your hand. Every time a chick open her mouth, every time a woman open her mouth, you're humble like a little boy. Man, this nonsense has got to stop. It's got to stop. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be black men, black heterosexual, hardworking, educated, lean to the front, forward-looking leadership, black male leadership that's going to pull us out of this conundrum that we are falling into. Becky has got to be expelled from the group. Becky has too much power, too much sway. Radical, white, feminist, liberal feminism has taken over and has begun to actually dictate policy within the black demographic. We are under arrest. We are basically been apprehended by Becky and her Billy Bob brother. And let me tell you something. They're running things right now. They're in the heads, they're in the hearts, the minds, and the heads of black women today. Got them punching down on black men. Got them abandoning the black boys, leaving black boys to themselves. And they look up and raise up, and all they ever see in leadership is a woman. All they ever see providing is a woman. The only thing they know about anything in the adulthood is from a woman. And you wonder why they're betas. You wonder why they're effeminate. You wonder why they're susceptible to the LGBTQ. Man, let me tell you, it's a conspiracy.
It's funny. I look at it like this. Like I said, I've been locked up a few. I hate to go into my business, but I've been locked up a few times. And then realistically, when you get to my age, I'm 45. I can only hold accountable as myself. You know what I mean? Because at a point in time, I blame I didn't have it good. My mother and father, my father wasn't there. Things like that. And I come to realize, as you know what I'm saying, I look at it like, well, okay, I'm doing okay now, but you know why? It's because I made it that way. You understand what I'm saying? You got to take accountability, and that's the problem. People don't take accountability for themselves.
That is true.
Why should you take accountability when you're in a society that says everything is someone else's fault? If you're fat, it's not your fault that you sit your ass in McDonald's all day long and eat hamburgers. It's McDonald's fault for being open. It's everything is, if you don't play basket, if you don't play and you own the team, it's not your fault you don't play. It's the coach's fault. So the coach should still give you a trophy. It's like we live in a society where no one has to take responsibility. Just blame someone else for your failure. You don't have to take responsibility no more. It's always going to be someone else's fault. Just blame someone else. And that's the problem with the kids today. The kids, because we make too many excuses for the kids. If you can't read, it's not your fault. It's the school's fault. It's the teacher's fault. It's always the kids. If you keep getting suspended from school, it's not your fault that you're going in there fighting every day. It's the fact that they're picking on you because you're black. If you got parents who, this is your kid. You've been with this kid 12 years. You ain't asked this kid to read to you one time in the whole 12 years? Not one damn time. You didn't find out this kid
could read until... Song to you 100%, won't they?
Exactly. But yeah, it's no one's fault. It's someone else's fault. Right. They'll tell you how to use TikTok, but they can't tell you how to... but it's the parents who don't want to... You don't have time to sit down and read and say, hey, let me check your homework. Let me read. Like, look at how sad this is. People who don't even know these people getting killed by the police, they'll go to these rallies, but you won't even go to a fucking what is it? What is the shit? TA, some type of PTA meeting, a PTA meeting for your own damn kid. You don't know that your kid ain't been to school in 300 days, but you know that Chris Brown is going to get arrested. You know Rihanna. You know Love. It's like we live in a society now where no one has to take accountability. That's the shocking thing about it.
We have to set standards for ourselves.
I mean, if we even look at this Kamala Harris situation, you have black men get together and raise what? I think they raised $2 million. Black women got to raise a $500,000, $1.5 million. And y'all complain to the government about schools. You complain to the government about houses. You complain all this stuff to the government about everything. But in 3 hours, y'all raised over $3 million for Kamala Harris. Why didn't you raise $3 million for the black community?
That's right. We don't work together on
exactly. We don't work together or want to work together unless something tragic happens.
Exactly.
Or when it's convenient.
That I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not going to talk about the Sonya Master thing because that's the only reason we do get together. When something terrible happens, or get our lives, we wanna let's go for this, let's do that. But any other time, we hate each other.
And the crazy part with that is, we're a riot, right? But we're rioting our own town and destroy our shit. but you won't go to their shit and destroy their shit.
They not gonna do that. You know they're not gonna do that.
I never understood how the fuck you gonna destroy your own shit that you got to actually be in the next day or the week later. If you feel that way, go to their neighborhood and destroy their shit.
Well, I mean, the more I say something more crazier. We get upset when the police kill us. We get upset when white racists kill us, but we kill each other over the stupidest reasons. We kill each other because a woman won't give a man her number, and so he'll kill her. Like there was this woman at a funeral with her husband. The guy asked for her number. She said, "No, I'm married." He pulled out his gun and killed her right then and there. But we didn't get upset about that. We got upset about the little 13-year-old in Cleveland when 13-year-old kids, children, are getting shot every day in America, but you don't see us protesting for that. They shot a 1-year-old baby in Washington, D.C., driving down the street with his family. No one took to the streets. Black Lives Matter didn't matter then. So it's kind of like.
Can I add in on that? You know what's wrong with everybody? Man, it's the chemicals in our food. See, when we were younger, people didn't used to act like this. The food was pure from the ground. Ever since it's been going through manufacturing and big corporations, you gotta understand, big pharma and all these elites own this stuff. They need patience, and the government doesn't work off of working relationships. They've been poisoning us. Think about it. How do you think people started acting this way, man? It's the food. People be losing their mind. We wasn't like this when we was younger. Our grandparents and them wasn't acting like this. The food wasn't the same. It's all the chemicals and stuff that we are eating. It's called alchemy. The mixing of small particles of chemicals to get a chemical reaction. Subtle but steadying. All of this is then the backing of the music to the teenagers. You know what I'm saying? And all of that working together. And then the narratives they put in the media about us. What they push at us. And then they tell us we're from somewhere in West Africa. Amnesia victims. That's what's really going on. It's the food. That's what's making everybody crazy. All the chemicals and medications we taking. America's more drugged than ever before.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to leave. It's good talking to you. Stay strong.
Listening.
Good conversation.
Hey, it's good to see you back. I just came up to say welcome back.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah.